3.5, equation solving and modeling.
Is this a long?
Kinda.
Because the notes weren't.
The notes were 3 minutes.
Well, actually, half of it was just you explaining it, so it was like a minute, 50 seconds, or 30 seconds.
Alright, let's start with number 2. Find the exact solution algebraically, check it by substituting it into the original equation. I don't really, to be honest, care about the checking part. It's, yeah, anyways. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. Alright, 32 times 1/4 raised to the x over 3 is equal to 2.
What's the,
Okay.
wait, what's the?
32 times 1/4 raised to the x divided by 3
Oh,
Good
X
question.
divided by 3.
equals 2.
What do you mean?
We're trying to solve for x.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide by 32.
Right.
So we have 1/4 raised to the x over 3 is equal to 1/16. And remember how we were like before we did the L and the E to convert? Okay, so we have an exponential. That means I need a log to undo it. So I'm going to make an L. So it's going to be log base 1/4 of 1/16 is equal to x over 3. And before you put it in your calculator, I would go ahead and multiply the 3 over here. So you'll have 3 log base 1/4 of 1/16 is equal to x. So this is what's going in your calculator. So you'll type like 3 and then you'll hit math, and if you arrow up it's going to be faster because it's either going to be like letter A or B under math, and it's going to say log base in all caps, or at least on mine it does. And then you'll type in the 1/4 into the little tiny box, and then 1/16, and then hit enter. It'll give you an answer.
I got 6.
Me too.
Fantastic. That's the right answer. Now, I'm going to show you how you would plug it back into check just for this one, so that if you are so inclined to want to do so, you can. But again, I will not require the checking part. So we would just plug in 6 for x. So we'd have 32 times 1/4 raised to the 6 over 3 is equal to 2. And you would just solve this side down. So this would be 32 over or times 1/4 raised to the 2. And then that would be 1/16. So 32 times 1/16. And then 2 equals 2. So that's how you would check it. So, obviously I always recommend checking, because if you happen to have done something wrong over here, you'll see that. And technically you could plug that into your calculator, this part, and see if it gets 2 as well. But all right. Number 6. We have 3 times 5 raised to the negative x over 4 equals 15. So what do I need to do first?
Do you need to make the exponent positive first, or no?
I actually won't need to do that at all.
Need to do that? Okay.
So divide by 3.
Well, ultimately, I guess it will become positive, but not as an exponent.
Okay.
So divide by 3 first. So 5 to the negative x over 4 equals 5. Now what?
And do
The L.
yeah.
So we're going to have log base 5 of 5 is equal to negative x over 4.
Would that just equal 1?
Yeah, it does. So you can either say 1 is equal to negative x over 4 and go from there, or you could actually solve it all out on your calculator if you forget what it is, because I will let you have a calculator for these. So then that's going to give you 4 is equal to negative x. So x is equal to negative 4.
Oh, so you don't have to plug that in because of...
Right. Now, I will show you one other way that you could look at this really quick. Instead of going about doing the L, if you're just so inclined. At this step here, when you have 5 to the negative x over 4 is equal to 5, what exponent is on this 5? A 1. So right away, because these have the same base, for the same reason of what happens over here, you can set their exponents equal to each other and just go there. Okay, but the log way works as well. I just wanted you to see that because there will be some problems later where you're going to want to recognize that things are the same. So, and it's just helpful. But that's another route you could go to do that problem. And obviously, you could also just plug this into your calculator. So.
Definitely not.
Well, I was like, Virginia left her 7 here during chapel, but I was like, I don't think that's hers.
I was just wondering why there was stuff. I don't know. I just wondered.
All right, log
He was over there.
base 4 of 1 minus x is equal to 1.
Okay.
What is happening? Like, why do people feel the need to just squeal? Like,
I don't know.
It's okay. I feel the need sometimes too.
well, yeah, but like,
Classes?
don't do it in public.
Oh, well, yeah. That's,
Don't
Do it in the
Marshall's
comfort
class.
of your own home.
Like into a pillow, like I don't know, like,
I know, right? Come on.
or like off the edge of a cliff. You know, like that's okay too. But
Like, that's not on school grounds, so like.
literally yesterday, the elementary kids were so loud at the playground that I could hear them in here.
or like swim in your car. That's a good place to swim.
Yeah. Have them music up.
Just alone.
Yeah, no, yes. Oh, okay.
Multiple people.
Really, anywhere alone.
I think they'd be a little
Party.
concerned.
No, that's what you do when you're on a road trip with friends and you're just driving down the highway.
Just start screaming.
And you start screaming.
I'll be that kind of passenger.
Like at night too.
No.
That'd be really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, how do I solve this? I have a log, so what would I need to do to solve it?
So put it in your calculator.
Oh, you have a log.
But there's a there's a variable, so what's the problem? Or I can't put that in my calculator, like, cause what did we discover yesterday?
That it
The
gets
variables are different.
Yeah,
The variables are different, so it's not gonna help
So
you.
just put X on the other side, or like?
Could you like?
Do you have to do
So
it
when
where you
we-
put them over
One
each other?
divided by
So when we-
1 minus it.
So when we had an exponential, we used a log to undo it.
Oh, so we do it the other way.
So we used the e,
To
Use the E.
the E.
Oh!
or the curly q, as some people call them.
Curly Q.
Isn't that like a person?
A curly q, just like curly,
Oh!
not a q.
Like, I thought you meant the
That's
letter.
like cute.
That's
Really.
cute.
No.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's like the guy from.
All right, so this is 4 raised to the 1 is equal to 1 minus x. Okay, now obviously that's just 4, like, so then subtract 1, so that's 3 is equal to negative x, so x is equal to negative 3.
That made it like.
Okay, the next one, solve each equation algebraically, obtain a numerical approximation for your solution, and check it by substituting into the original equation. Okay, yet again, just the first part.
These instructions seem so complicated.
I
but
know,
then when
for
you
it
do-
to be like, draw the curly Q.
I know. I hate.
All right, 0.98 raised to the x is equal to 1.6. So how would I solve this one?
You gotta do.
The L?
L. So we have an exponential, we solve by a log. So it's log base 0.98 of 1.6 is equal to x.
See.
Oh. Why did I write it like that?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the. Oh, I have to stop it.
So you need the log base function on your calculator again. Because you're not going to just figure this one out on your own.
Yeah, I don't think that.
There's no
Try
chance.
to.
No chance.
And go to 2 decimal places for these problems.
Wait, I don't know.
So
What-
I got
what is that?
negative
Yeah, I got a negative. Oh, is it
23.26.
So, because when you plug it back in, you can have a negative in the exponential, but in a log, you wouldn't be able to have a negative.
Okay.
But it shouldn't give you a negative if you had the other. All right. 14. 80 e to the 0.045x is equal to 240.
So is the e's not a subscript? It's just
Use a number.
okay. Just making sure.
2.718 approximately.
Oh.
It's like pi. Use a number. That'll
No,
be
thank
really
you.
important when you get to calculus.
Okay.
Okay.
I say that because last year, basically, there's this thing that if it's a constant, like if a number is a constant, then it goes to 0.
You know.
And basically, I said, okay, what is basically the derivative of pi? And they both looked at me and said, or it was like pi squared, and they were like, 2 pi. And I was like, and they were like, pi's a variable. And I was like, no, pi's a number. And yeah, anyways.
Oh, no.
Yes. pi
It's
is
fine.
negative.
It's fine.
Oh.
I got them on it multiple times, actually.
Oh.
I was like, okay. I was like, let's review the letters that are numbers.
I think you would know what pi is. Like that's the most.
See, it's what I thought, but apparently not. It's fine. It's fine.
It's like the higher.
See, I'm telling you now so y'all won't disappoint me next year.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Right.
Gotcha.
All right, so how do I solve this?
Okay. You divide by 80.
Oh.
So e to the 0.045x is equal to 3.
Okay, and then you're gonna do the L.
Yep. Now, what is log base e?
ln.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So ln of 3 is equal to 0.045x. And then we divide, so ln of 3 divided by 0.045 is equal to x.
Let me just put that in.
Yep.
I got an answer. The answer is
Wrong.
What'd you get?
24.41. We can
Lovely.
It's not too hard. It's good stuff.
Well, I have 14.
18. 3 minus log of x plus 2 is equal to 5.
Is it a negative log? Is that?
You can have negative outside, but you can't have it in.
Okay, you can't have.
Your answer inside cannot be negative.
Oh. Okay.
So, should we subtract by 3 first?
Yep. So negative log of x plus 2 is equal to 2. Now what?
Okay.
Divide by -1.
Yep. So log of x plus 2 equals negative 2.
Then you do the curly E thing, right?
Curly.
Curly Q.
Analyze it.
It's a what?
That's a curly Q.
Oh. What was it called?
All right, so if the log doesn't have a base written, what is it?
10.
10.
So I have 10 Raised to the negative 2 is equal to x plus 2. So then I subtract the 2. So 10 to the negative 2 minus 2 equals x. And you can just let your calculator do that for you unless you're just so ambitious to do it by hand.
No, I'm good.
Me too.
Do it in my head.
Negative 1.9.
Beautiful. All right, solve each equation by the method of your choice. Support your solution by a second method. You don't have to do the second part. Just solve it once. So 26. ln of x squared is equal to 4.
Okay. Can you read the instructions again?
Yeah. Solve each equation by the method of your choice.
Oh, okay. So, you could do the curly cube.
Yep. So I have a log, so I'm going to undo it with an e. So what base is on that?
So,
Nope.
E.
E.
Oh. I was just getting-
ln, so it's e to the 4th is equal to x squared. Now what?
So like, take the square off the x and then put the fourth one around.
Yep. Take the square root of both sides. And what I have to do when I do that,
Plus and minus.
bingo.
Yes.
Plus or minus. So plus or minus. What is the square root of this?
Oh,
Nope. It's a letter.
Oh,
oh.
it's
What's the
like,
square root of x to the 4th?
E to the second. Like, yeah.
Two.
I didn't want to be wrong, I'm sorry.
No, for the difference of the
All right, now I'm gonna. Okay. Are y'all gonna be mad if I do something out of order? To do the easier stuff first. Okay.
Yes, we're just so curious.
38. Log of x minus 2 plus log of x plus 5 equals 2 log of 3.
Interesting.
So, I'm looking for suggestions.
Are there like is
Wow.
like what's the rule? Like what's the direction?
Same thing as
Same
before.
thing.
Solve the equation by the method of your choice.
Okay.
I don't like when I use it,
So
just tell me what to do.
I feel that we can like add the two logs together because they both have like an x.
Okay, what rule allows us to do that? It's in the last section. You had homework on it.
Oh, it's the.
It's
Is it
the
product rule?
Yep, but I have the reverse of it, so how should I rewrite it?
together.
Yeah.
So what would that be written as?
So log x minus 2 x plus 5.
And what do I do on this side? What happens if it's out front?
You
Then it's-
put it. It's a half. But you put it on the exponent. You like.
Yeah, it's.
You do the thing.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
My goal is, what do you notice about the bases?
Okay.
They're the same.
They're the same, so I want to set the stuff inside of them equal to each other.
Okay.
So I'm going to FOIL this.
Okay.
So I have x squared plus 5x minus 2x minus 10 is equal to 9. So that's x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 9. I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 9 as well. I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 9. So x squared plus 3x minus 19 equals 0. Can I factor?
No.
No. So what should I do? Quadratic formula.
Oh, you said dang it, like I didn't want, it's like you didn't want to be right.
I did not want to be
All right, so negative 3 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 19, all over 2 times 1.
Okay.
Somebody tell me what's inside. I don't feel like doing that in my head.
I'll get there.
I know it's 9 plus something. I think it's 76, but I'm not sure.
It is.
Is it? Oh, yes. 9 plus 76 is 85.
Yes.
All right, y'all can. So this is going to have 2 answers. Okay, you have your calculator, so you're going to actually solve it down. So. Gracious.
It just came.
Do we have any answers? What do we get?
I don't know why my voice didn't even work. X equals 3.11 or x equals negative 6.11.
Now, do you notice anything about those answers?
They are the same decimals.
Okay, how about something else?
So 3 and 6
Look at your original equation.
one's positive and one negative.
What happens if I plug in either of those numbers that you just gave me?
It will change this. I don't know.
Okay, what can I not have in a log?
Negative.
So what's wrong with one of these answers?
It'll make it negative.
It's gonna make it negative. So that one doesn't work. So the only one that works is this one. Okay, this next problem is literally gonna take like almost an entire page.
Oh. This one took half a page, but that's because I sprayed out.
This one is literally this long.
Is this the problem you skipped? or-
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're in for a ride.
That's a fact.
What? I don't understand.
Okay. Same instructions.
Hiding in the paper towels.
Number 30.
Laying down.
2 to the x plus 2 to the negative x over 2 is equal to 3.
You know, this doesn't seem that complicated, but you
What
said
are the
it'll take up a whole page.
instructions?
Yeah, we're
The same
Same
instructions.
Oh.
Solve by any method.
Of course it is.
Dang
How
it.
dare they?
All right, any thoughts on what I should maybe do
No.
first? The first step is easy.
Multiply by 2.
There we go. All right, 2 to the x plus 2 to the negative x is equal to 6. Now, any suggestions?
Like
Okay,
same base. Right
Or
there.
could you add them?
No, because the numbers are being added.
Okay.
So
So that only like really works with like logs then? If they're the same base?
Well, if they weren't being added, you would be able to add the exponents together, but they're, like if it was being multiplied, you could add them.
Okay.
All right, what do I do with the negative exponent?
You
put it where
bottom it.
Okay, so
Bottom it.
2 plus 1 over 2, oh wait, sorry, 2 to the x plus 1 over 2 to the x equals 6.
Oh my god, Peyton's face is making me die.
Oh.
Now, I don't like fractions,
Me either.
so I'm going to multiply the entire equation by 2 to the x.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
I can't talk. Okay, so if I multiply the whole thing, what is that going to give me?
Okay, so we're gonna have 4.
Nope.
Oh.
You're multiplying, what do we do to the exponents?
Oh, you
Add them.
Add them.
Woo.
So 2 to the 2x plus,
Oh, you don't do anything with
Oh.
the number.
Oh, I don't know now.
And you cross out the 2x on that one, so it's just 1
Yeah, it's just
So
one.
it's just
equals
12.
Nope.
What? 6? Oh, well, it was confusing because you put it in for original.
oh.
You can't multiply that?
Nope, because of the exponent.
oh.
Stupid
that's what
exponent.
The exponent's a variable, I should say. That's why I can't do that. So I'm going to move this over. So 2 to the 2x minus 6 times 2 to the x plus 1 equals 0.
Oh my goodness, what is happening?
What does this kind of look like?
That's a good question.
A factoring thing.
Yeah.
But you probably don't immediately see what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so we are going to do something called U substitution.
I
Oh.
know that.
And I never
guy.
understood it when we tried to do it.
It'll become your best friend next year in calculus.
That's next year.
I say that every time, but then the next year comes around.
All right, so we are going to choose a value for you to try to make this something that's easier to work with. Okay, so I'm going to let u equal 2 to the x because that's something that I don't know how to deal with. Okay, as it stands right now. So anywhere I see a 2 to the x, I'm going to replace it with a u. So I'm going to have u, but this was a 2x, so I'm going to square it, minus 6 times u plus 1 equals 0, plus u. Now what do you notice?
Now it looks like.
Okay, so now, what do I do?
Now you gotta factor it.
Okay, what does it factor into? I'll give you a hint. We're not even halfway done yet, so.
Great.
And then I don't know. Well, because it's just a 1.
Well, can I factor it?
No.
Okay, so what other methods do I have?
Don't say it. It's not. Is it the other? Okay.
Oh no,
I mean, you could do that, but I wouldn't.
What about, what's the other thing?
I don't know. What is it?
I'm
There's 5 other people in here that can help you.
trying- Come on, guys.
I don't
Like,
know.
This job.
Weighted substitution, elimination, I don't know. Complete the square.
Yes.
oh, yes. There it
No,
is.
it's really just naming things.
All right. So we have to move this 1 over. We're gonna add a box. A u squared minus 6u plus box is equal to -1 plus box. Now what goes in that box? What's our keywords for completing the square?
Half of square. Half the, yeah.
So what goes here?
3 squared. 3 use. Oh wait, no.
Oh, you don't do anything. The frog in my fruit.
All right. What does this factor into now over here?
Oh, it's
U
It's a-
minus 3 squared.
Yep. Equals.
8.
8.
Almost like the just said that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now what?
Now you get these square it.
Excuse me?
Square root it?
Square root it. What I get.
Which gives me what?
Oh.
Plus and minus.
I can take something out of that.
Oh,
Are we doing like the
2.
actual number? Or, okay, I don't know.
2 root
square
2.
root, yeah, 2.
Okay.
I don't know if we get that.
Yeah, I was Okay. So then,
No,
I don't know.
put the
Move
3 on the other
3
side.
over.
So u equals 3 plus or minus 2 square root of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Am I done?
No.
No,
What do I need to do?
unfortunately.
Put the 2x back in.
To put it back in.
Oh.
I
Can't
guess.
forget it. So I have 2 to the x is equal to 3 plus or minus 2 square root of 2.
Ooh, and can we do the L?
And you're gonna have 2 answers, remember. So you're gonna have log base 2 of inside the parentheses 3 plus 2 root 2. If you wanted to like leave it as square root of 8 just for the sake of typing in your calculator, that's fine. Equals x, or log base 2 of 3 minus 2 square root of 2 equals x. Now, it is theoretically possible that one of them, well, I don't think 2 square root of 2 is bigger than 3, but it might be. It could make that negative and it may be undefined, but you won't know that until you actually do it, so.
Right.
But it shouldn't be bigger than 3. The good news is once you solve it, you're done.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's over.
Now,
What did you get for the first one?
2.54.
2.54.
And the next one is the same thing, just negative.
So we can't have it
Can't have
because it's
that.
negative.
We can, because it's not in the log.
Oh my gosh.
You just can't have a negative inside.
Oh.
Your calculator would have told you undefined if it didn't work. So when the value is getting plugged back into a log, but this log is equal to x. And we originally had x as a power, so it doesn't matter what it is.
So it wouldn't matter.
I was saying that if this inside was negative, it was going to come out to be undefined. That's what I was trying to say. I probably didn't make that very clear. I realize that now.
It's okay.
Okay, I get that.
Okay, the last thing is determine by how many orders of magnitude the quantities differ. Do I want to do that? We might just save that for when y'all get to physics if you take physics. Okay.
Ain't good.
Hold on. Why did I do it like this?
All right. Let's see. 1 through 17, every other odd. 25. 29, which is going to basically be like that problem we just did.
Great.
And 37.